I will fight you forever. Hey, listen, family, bring it on in, guys. Bringing it back in hot, fresh with a banger, just steaming straight off the plate coming in on Monday, guys. Another eventful day in the market. We've got some good information coming in as far as those that are XRP holders. Big banger information. We've got some big changes. AMC, much expected, like I described on Friday, with the expectation of what's coming with the downside for AMC this Tuesday, Wednesday, and realistically what I see throughout this week as they, finish doing what they're doing in the background, trying to, shape and move. Like I said, we've got some key information that's moved along in our short interest, cost to borrow, shares available, things like that. Like I said, we're going to discuss that just so everybody has a fervent understanding of what's going on. And then also, I'm going to address one of the people in our comments on the last video, Mr. V.A. Beach is his name. I'm about to get with you, brother. We're going to do a little straightening right here in front of everybody. All right, guys, but without further ado, let's get our little intro action going on, and then we're going to tap into our clip. Go ahead, cue that intro. Yes, sir. Bring it on in. Let's get down to this clip and get it going so we can't make this a little bit shorter than 50 minutes or whatever. We have. All right, and of course we'll have our time steps in here, guys. But let's get down to it. Oh.
And our big story stocks are rising today. It is a make or break week moment for the markets. You have personal income and spending data all out on Thursday. And yes, the August jobs report out on Friday. We also have another big busy week for retail earnings.
That's the cue of the volatility in the markets, guys. The time is now to be dollar cost averaging these banger plays. I scream it every single time, guys. Tech will be the levy. If you're going to be in these markets, not financial advice. Nothing else intrigues me like investing in these tech stocks and these big mega caps. I'm just sorry.
Best Buy and Dollar General giving us another look at the health of the consumer. And yes, more big tech names are reporting this week too. HP, Dell, Salesforce, all due out this week alone. I'm pleased to say, to help break all of this down, on set with us, Sound Planning Group CEO David Stryzewski. So fun to have you here. As you take a look at sort of all of the things we've laid out for this week.
Wait a minute. What's that little thing over there on the right over here? Hey, baby, do you like yachts?
Come on with it. What are you most excited for as you think about directionality of the markets?
XRP, bring it on home, baby.
Markets right now. I mean, we just have to look at the consumer here today. 70% of our economy is based upon the consumer spending. So we're seeing a lot of changes happening right now in our behavior and our habits on some of these things. And so as we're looking at numbers that are showing up, hey, I'm looking for organizations that are going to be more resilient, that are going to have better cash flows. I'm looking for opportunities right now. In other places in the United States right now. So as we're gearing up for some of this, there's a lot to be looking for. Way too many things to be discussed in short sound bites.
Yeah. So David, as we know, Dollar General coming out this week, and you look at a comparable, Dollar Tree reported last week. So you say you're looking for strong retailers, strong companies. Dollar Tree beat expectations, but it went down because the story there, they're doing well, beating expectations, but their consumer is buying consumables, so food. When a Dollar Tree or maybe a Dollar General, depending on what we see this week, becomes the grocery store, even though that's beating, that tells a different story. So can you break down what you're going to look for within those more saving stocks?
I'm not a retail investor.
I would say this much,
If you're going to be investing in these retail plays, the fact has always been the matter. If I was going into retail stocks, I would be going into stocks like Ulta or anything that has to do with feminine products, feminine clothing line, makeup, a Lululemon, Gucci. But all the rest of these, like I said, guys, we've got some headwinds that are coming in. I just don't see these as the play right now.
There's
not financial advice.
Of discretionary income that has gone out the door. And people today are just adding more to their credit cards right now. Obviously, we're looking at delinquency rates that are elevated here. So these are some big challenges here today.
Can I talk about those delinquency? We have a great chart actually on that. So I want to interrupt you. Yeah. And to me, not to cut you off, it was not the delinquency rates for the top 100 commercial banks, but delinquency rates in yellow that you see for the smaller banks, a record high. That is a problem because you have unemployment at 3.5%.
That's exactly right. So record high credit card debt with record low unemployment. That's not a good recipe. This is a very weird place to be. But going back to your point here, those shoppers that would be going to those type of locations, they just don't have the cash to be doing it any longer. And so when these delinquencies rising right now, we got new student debt payments that are going to be going.
Guys, this is just the cue of financial freedom, guys. When I tell you how many people around me at my age, like I said, I'm 28, this bracket of 28 to 30, 31, 27, I look around and like I said, people listen to me when I'm explaining them the importance of investing. But when I see how many people my age have no financial clue or competency, it goes to show just how this gap between the haves and the have-nots, not only is it separating and currently going right now, the greatest generational wealth transfer, a lot of people don't even know. It's like, I hear people's conversations and their daily struggles. I'm sitting up saying, you don't even know what's coming, and you haven't even planned for an attack or defense. You know what I mean? You don't have, you thought you were going to be able to sit on that cash. The cash is worthless. It's monopoly money.
Going back on, I'm looking at big problems here as we approach this fourth quarter.
David, let me switch gears with you and talk about China. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo in China a little over a month after being targeted by Chinese hackers. So going to China, Chinese hackers. She's the fourth American official to head of the nation. Everyone else coming back, as you know, with nothing. So I look at this and think, why are we still sending more government officials to China? What is the point of this, except maybe Joe Biden really doesn't want a confrontation with China before 2024, and so this is...
There's not going to be a confrontation with China. The reason that we keep sending people to China is because those are our best friends. Hey, go look at, I'm not going to say it, go look at who you owe, America owes 90% of its debt to. Do that.
Sort of like the repeated peace offering. Is there an economic reason we're doing this right now?
I think this specific meeting...
And then look at who China sells 90% of their stuff to. Do that.
Last year, so they're just following up on their schedule.
Bet you this cup made in China.
To your point, you're right. We've got a lot of deficits and challenges here. China's an important trade partner, though, in the world. And so even though they are, very negative as it relates to this whole BRICS idea and some of the challenges that we're seeing, and just even the meeting last week with Saudi Arabia getting inducted into that. Yeah, it is an interesting conversation.
Got news coming about that with XRP.
Was a little bit more active and not just cause and effect. I think we should be the leader.
The problem is I don't see any effect. We're going there and doing things, but how are we addressing some of the big issues that people care about? It seems like they come back and they're empty-handed and, gee, wasn't it nice that we visited and had a good dinner?
Yeah.
I think we need a little more than that at this point.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Talk to us about Friday, Jobs Day. We're also going to be getting PCE, the Fed's preferred measure of inflation. What do you make of a labor market and an equity market that is rallying when you have 3.5% unemployment? Do you start to see weakening within the labor market?
Labor markets tend to actually hit their bottom after a recession. So we've not even, quote unquote, been in a recession. There's only been two other times that we've seen the unemployment rise prior to the recession showing up. So here's the point. The labor market has been strong. Employers don't want to let people go. That's absolutely true. It's difficult to find employees today. And many of these organizations have been overstocking on some of those employees that are hard to find. So I think some natural attrition is important. But as some of the data is coming out, we've seen, rates rise and ultimately credit's just a lot more expensive. And if you're a growth company specifically that isn't making enough money just on basic revenue, I'd say that you're probably looking at cutting some dead weight there. Not that means people specifically, but we need to get the bottom line right.
Got it. David, thank you so much for joining us on set. We really appreciate it.
Hey, listen, little lady with the pink on, I want ya and I need ya. We can do this the hard way. We can do this the easy way. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. All right, guys, listen, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Let's double tap in and get this show on the road, guys. Pulling on AMC, guys, hitting new all-time lows. Closing out today at 11.07. Like I said, I had full expectation and don't want to have to say it, but I expect there to be further downside coming in tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at least of this week. They had the settlement of shares that came through. We're seeing that, but like I said, the numbers, the amassment of the numbers that's come through, guys, is just, stifling. Let's go take a double tap through down here. Still showing 0 shares available as of August 28th. But I think that might be a little bit incorrect, because as we're pulling down here, guys, you're seeing the cost of borrow fees up here. Well, actually, excuse me. This was for the 25th, so they actually haven't even updated the 28th. But the amount of shares from the 25th they're pulling through, guys, 1.4 million, 1.4 million, 1.3 million. It just goes to show the abundance of shares that they have now available in the market. Like I say, guys, the play has to be looked at differently. It's not to say you have to buy, hold, or sell, but also the strategy must change. And that's one of the things that I'm about to go over with responding to a guy in our comments that was called, his name was VA Beach. But first, let's finish looking through here. Guys, following up, we were still on the threshold securities list. I'll be looking tomorrow to see if all that is still pending and standing. I'm just trying to see what they're going to do with this. As everybody knows, this information will report tomorrow, so we'll know tomorrow if today we're still on that threshold security list. As right now, what we have is that it was on Friday. I'm just trying to see, this right here is that last little defining fact of that play, and I'm just trying to see how they're maneuvering through that. But going on through, we had a massive drop in our short interest. Short interest now for AMC at 11.4. I think we dropped down from 24% on Friday, 30% somewhere towards that Monday prior to the conversion. Free float is at 14.45. So now shares on loan has dropped from 201 million to 211.44. Excuse me, 21.44 million. Days to cover sitting at 4.58. Cost of borrow 51.39. Utilization has dropped down to 57.52. Pulling through the thing that I'm responding back to with old buddy named VA Beach, who says he's a 40-year-old and that I've got some learning to do. Where I click your channel and all you're doing on this playing video games. So that's pretty crazy that you would insinuate that I don't know anything and that you know everything, as all that you hold is AMC. But his cue and his question was, or not his question, but his statement was, "You're a fake ape." A fake ape, boss man? Listen, first off, I've already done my videos. Obviously, you can see my postcards.
Serious?
So I've been in this play probably longer than you ever been in the play with GME. I was with Reddit, the original Reddit, Wall Street, just so we can understand it. While you're talking about fake ape, my brother, you're a fake ape. An ape is not an AMC thing. That was a retail investor thing. Like, this is the retail investor channel. And what we're doing over here is we're making our bag and getting to our chicken bags. This is not about being an AMC cheerleader. Here's your dress. Here's your pom-pom. Go in that room over there. AA will be over there for you. Just lay down over that table. He'll be in for you tomorrow too, okay? But what we're doing over here, this is not that. You know, we came in with a strategy. We hit them. That strategy worked. They countered us with that strategy. But the strategy must change. The strategy must move. You can't just keep running the same strategy, especially if the strategy's not working. What they say, the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. Hey, listen, I think your comment was something like, "You're a day trader." I'm an investor, buddy. I day trade, I swing trade, I long term. That's what an investor does. You don't just go and say, "Oh, this is my specialty. This is my class, day trade." You do it all. This is what every tool is to increase my chicken bag. Actually, is what I'm coming on and put my edutainment out here so that all my retail family can increase their chicken bag, so that we can also stay increasing each other's chicken bag hitting these plays. A weakened retail force is not good for anybody. But this whole fake and you're not a real ape. Hey, you said what is this, high school, man? A real ape? Who are you to determine who a real ape is? What have you done for the community? Hey, you start putting out some channels since you some information since you know so much. Since you would be so much more applicable than I am. Apparently, you're a specialist at this, right? But guys, I just had to double tap down there because it was just somewhere I was looking. I was like, hey, just for anybody who is following the same line as this guy, hey, that's not what we're doing over this channel. What we're doing is we're talking about real things. We're trying to make money over here. off of our retail segment, off of tech, off of XRP, off of crypto, off of whatever we can get our hands on. And what this channel is about is keeping everybody informed. What you decide to do with your money is what you decide to do with your money. But you ain't gonna tell me what I'm gonna do with my money, just like I'm not telling you to do with your money. But like I said, you're not gonna be shunning people because they say, oh yeah, listen, I'm gonna be in and out, up and down on this play, I'm riding this. There's a different strategy. Just a keynote on the simple fact of people sit up and say, well, how did they get to 70 million failed to delivers? Well, because you told them your strategy. I'm going to buy and hold. Well, if you're going to just hold forever, what do I need to go and get these shares for? You realize that with our GME run up, the reason why that run up was so powerful and happened was because people were buying and selling. They weren't just buying and holding, they were buying and selling. That's what was queuing. They had to go out. They weren't sure. They were like, hey, these people might go off and have to exercise these shares. It's why Tesla runs up and explodes, right? Because they know everybody that's holding on these Tesla shares, yeah, there's a mass majority of us that are holding shares, right? But also they know that when it hits 300, there's going to be people that are going to sell those shares. So they have to go and locate those shares and make sure that that liquidity is actually occurring. That is part of the strategy of making squeezes happen. Gamma squeezes. All this is part of squeezing. Mr. New Guy on the block, since you want to go so adamantly and tell me that I'm fake and don't know what I'm talking about. But guys, let's just double tap off that. I just wanted to get back at that man right there just so he understands, hey, that's not what we're going to do. And you're going to get cooked up every time you come over playing with me. You understand? All right, let's go on and climb down. Looking at XRP, guys, two banger information pulling in. Ripple XRP news, breaking news. Hold on. This is not what I'm... Oh, yeah, here it is down here. This, not the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit that's passed. But this was what we talked about on Friday. Saudi Arabia signs a deal with Ripple to use it for cross-border payments. There's Saudi Arabia that just joined the BRICS, right? One big banger thing. But two, which everybody should probably seen by now, Western Union embraces Ripple blockchain and XRP token for enhanced money transaction. For anybody that doesn't know, Western Union is the largest transfer of money as far as what's the word I'm looking for here? They execute the most movement of money out of all banks and unions and everything. And they've now brought on XRP to be using as their transaction means. Guys, this is massive. How massive is it? Well, also what's popped up is that apparently there is a meeting. The CEO, or I guess the CEO would be the owner of Ripple, is having a meeting or a get together, a gathering on the 29th of September in New York. And I said, a get together, a celebration. Is there something coming? Well, all right. One, we already know what's coming. We already know how big this XRP thing is, but looking past the lines, this news just keeps dropping out for XRP. It seems like every single day. The 29th, that means that, now I don't necessarily have to mean it, but I would expect there to be some price movement. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to go ahead and set up a celebration, like you know something's bringing. Like he's got some information coming that hey, he's already set the pre-celebration for. There's just something to keep in your minds, guys. Like I said, hey, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but like I say, hey, guys, if you got $100, got $200, throw some cash in this XRP. Like I said, this is one of those game-changing things. This is about being in front of big money, guys, right? This is generational wealth. This is riches beyond what it was that you expected. If you felt salty about what's occurring with AMC, round two, fight. Like I said, and this is on the crypto market. This is blockchain. This is a different playing field. This is a different battle zone. This is a different battleground. This is why I'm embracing crypto so heavily. And like I said, for those that do go in and buy or are buying, you need to be taking yours off of exchanges and putting it on cold storage. Click the link in the description. The Ballot wallet is my top recommended wallet. Get 5% off. It's $30 per Ballot wallet. They're metal cards and they're completely offline. It's real cold storage, right? But you can still send it to, you can send your XRPs to your Ballot wallet and actually see on your phone, right? I can see my cards with my amounts and my subs and my currency, right? But until I bring that passphrase online and that passcode, my address and my passphrase online on the Ballot, the card is completely offline. You cannot send coins off of it at all. And the only way they'll have that is by having this card. And like I said, you're going to have to come over with a lot of brass and chrome to get up in there. I'm telling you now, I'm a Glock specialist. I'm a Glock enthusiast, baby. Hey, yeah, I'm a Glockster. You hear me? That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea, buddy. But like I said, guys, just things to think down on. Like I said, with our AMC plays, guys, be ready and be expecting. There's going to be more downside to come because they still have not finished doing all this manipulation they're doing to try to consolidate all this down. But one thing I do know is that they produced a bunch of shares right now. So, no, not telling you to buy, hold, or sell. I personally believe that there's going to be a price raise later. Moaz is dead. There's not going to be a 200, 300 run like that. I know people gonna get mad and they're like, hey, I got to keep it $150 with you. And it's not going to be anything in the short term either, right? But this is going to be similar to what happened with GameStop, how after this rigmarole happens, this thing is going to start trading like a fundamental stock. It's obviously worth more than $11, right? So how much more? You know, if you get 20, 30, 40, that's great. But now also how I'm playing this is that I'm waiting to see again. I've sold out my position. I'm waiting to see again the lowest point, and I'm going to buy back in at this lowest point because wherever this low bottom happens is where you're going to be able to get your maximize your ride. And obviously, I know everybody, you might be over leveraged in there, or you might have, you might not be able to shift or move your position, or it might damage you enough. So nobody's saying that you're wrong for holding whatever your opinion is on you rocket. But that's just I'm just telling you how I'm looking at it. Because if I can come back and buy back in with less money and get more shares, right? If they can bring that thing down to $4, right? And I hit it with $1,500, boom, all right, and we ride that thing up, $40, $50, $60 is going to hit very heavily from that price point, as opposed to, if you're riding it down with your cost average being at $40, $30, because everybody's cost basically got screwed with this reverse split. Just a thing to keep in your mind. But like I said, guys, above all, just understand, expect some more red to come through and be ready for it. But like I said, guys, y'all know I'm here with you. There's multiple plays coming through. Like I said, we've been in VinFast. We did a little with Tootsie today up here. Hit 93, currently sitting 83. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend y'all jumping in this. I got down in here at $19. I'm not going to recommend y'all come in at this high just because, like I said, this is an IPO play. There's a squeeze going on because there were shorters, but I don't want y'all to just dive in this. We'll have more plays that we'll bring out that people can jump into for swing trades and recouping that money. Understand, making that money back is not going to be a problem for us, guys. I'm just going to tell y'all that. Understand, I'm here with you. I understand it only takes one trade to change your family existence, change your life, change your wife, change your thoughts. Understand that. We're hunting out here for yachts, big bodies, Teslas, Cybertrucks. That's what we're on over here with this Money Mafia, baby. Like I said, I'm here with y'all, and we're going to get that bag up. Understand, we just watching this thing play out. I'm going to keep bringing this bang information and bringing this coverage for y'all each and every single day, baby. Much love, y'all boys. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Thank y'all for making a dream come true. And y'all boys already know what's next, don't you? DJ B Money, drop that track. Yes, sir!